Welcome to Egg Foo. What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff on Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of Egg Food. What? How you like that intro pose I did, Mike?
I wasn't looking.
God, I'm like a child. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. And you're not even fucking looking.
Yeah.
But look at this. You see this?
Yeah, it's very
It's
nice.
like either a ray of light
Yes.
from the heavens on me.
It's a heavenly message. Yeah.
I think that heavenly message may be, remember the Omen? When the priest
Do you have a tattoo of 666 on the back of your head or something?
No.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
the Omen? When
It's been a long time since I've seen the Omen.
Photographer took a photo of the priest,
Mm-hmm.
and then it showed where he was going to be impaled.
Oh, right.
Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No. Also, are you jealous? Did you see my news yesterday? Which may have been the greatest day ever on Xmas time, if you want to talk about that.
You're already talking, so I mean, how can I stop you?
Good point. I wanted to address it. I don't know if you're jealous. 20 years ago, our buddy Will and I did a podcast.
Oh, okay.
This is February 2004.
Okay.
We both thought we did 4 episodes of this, and they were really funny. But we thought Will have lost them on the hard drive, like everything else. Everything's always lost. And on a whim, I just asked him, I said, you ever find? Boom, found them.
Wow, okay.
So we are sitting on about 3 hours of a podcast from 2004, and me and Will. And Will, to his credit, only talked about Waddy being super handsome for 5 to 10 minutes of each episode.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. So I was like blown away by that. Reappeared. I thought it was gone for 20 years. Same thing happened in December. Right before I left Brooklyn, my band Heyday recorded cut a bunch of tracks in the studio, this new studio in Brooklyn. I was excited about. But then we lost, this another hard drive gone missing. So that's 15 years ago. I thought those songs were gone forever. All of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, my guitar player was like, "Oh, look what I found digging through old files." Boom.
20 years.
The songs pop up after 20 years, or 15 years. Or the podcast pops up after 20 years. I realized yesterday was 20 years ago. This week we started recording the drums for my album. So Far So Good So What, the Heyday record. So it's been a lot, Mike.
That is a lot.
And if anybody, I'm going to put this out to our fans. Remember DivShare? There's this file sharing.
Okay.
thing.
Long lost.
Like anytime I'd record anything, whether it's a comedy bit or a song, I'd record it and stick it up on DivShare. And then I'd like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of files literally overnight disappeared. DivShare is gone. It's been like 10 years. If I could recover that would be the holy grail of lost files of shit of Greg Wilson. So if anybody out there knows what happened to DivShare, DivShare, let me know. And then this week of Greg Wilson will be complete. Very exciting times, Mike.
Yeah. But
I'll shut up. Sorry.
I've got exciting things happening.
Okay.
I went to Jersey Mike's and standing behind a guy who ordered a sub. They asked him.
This is a good story. Hold on.
The counter guys asked him, "Do you want it Mike's way?" Now you're in Virginia. You don't really have access to Jersey Mike's down there, do you?
We have Jersey Mike's.
Oh, you have Jersey Mike's. Okay. So
sorry.
Okay.
You wouldn't know.
I didn't know you were that advanced yet.
Yeah.
But so you know what Mike's Way is, right?
I don't know about that. What is that?
Tell the audience what Mike's Way is.
I have no idea.
You've ordered a sub at Mike's Way at Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, but I never said Mike's Way. Was
All
Mike
right.
come out and eat it with you?
No. It's shorthand. Instead of saying what you want on top of your sub. And Jerry will argue that it should be on the bottom of the sub.
Yeah, well, Jerry's not here now, is he? Look at me being ballsy.
But they put it on top. It's what they put on top of the sub. So what do you like on your sub?
Lettuce, tomato, mayo, and oil.
Okay. Well, that
And then
isn't Mike. Yeah, that isn't Mike's way. You know, so you don't like onions apparently, right?
I'll eat raw onions if they're on there. Well, what is Mike's way?
Well, Mike's way is lettuce, tomatoes, onions, seasoning. You know, they have seasonings, and oil and vinegar. That's
Malt
Mike's way.
vinegar?
Oil and vinegar. Sorry.
I mean, that sounds like every other sub in the world you get.
Well,
How's that?
no. Well, that's why
Yeah.
they've got it shorthand. So you just say you order your sub. I want a turkey provolone. Then you come over to all the toppings and you say I want it Mike's way. This way you don't have to give them the list every time, right?
Let's see. My problem is I would probably say Mike's way, but then be nervous. So I'd still be on top, like, oh, mayonnaise.
Here's what I would advise to you. Mayonnaise isn't included in Mike's way.
Is not?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
That's a bonus.
All right.
So remember that next time you're there, you can say Mike's way and mayo, and that's how I get the turkey sandwich.
Okay.
But this guy in front of me, he orders Mike's way. They start putting the stuff on the sandwich. No lettuce. The guy
That's
behind the
me.
counter.
I would do that, but then be picky and be the asshole.
Well,
Not tomatoes, not that, not that.
well, yeah. So this is what I'm trying to prevent for you and anybody in our audience. Know what Mike's way is before you order it. This guy
I
went in
agree.
cocky.
I
He's
agree.
like, yeah, he's like Mike's way. Yeah, I want it Mike's way. And then he's all right. Lettuce. The guy's starting to put the lettuce on. No lettuce. Guy's starting to put the tomatoes down. No tomatoes.
Uh,
So yeah, he's sort of, everybody's containing themselves. We're having a good time, a little private chuckle, and of course he finally gets his sandwich and he leaves, and then we just start busting the guy's balls. Like, can you believe that guy? He
I'm
doesn't
with
know
you.
doesn't know what Mike's way is, and
Yeah, know what Mike's way is before you step up and say Mike's way.
right, yeah,
Like I understand I'm super picky. I'm not confident ordering anything.
yeah,
Like, oh, I'll take the number one
right.
without a lot of qualifying, a lot of nervousness.
See, if I was in Blimpies, they don't have Blimpies way.
Mm-mm.
I'll just say everything, and they know, and usually everything is just oil and vinegar. It's not mayo. So if I wanted mayo, I'll specify mayo.
Why would mayo not be a default? Like who wants a sub without mayo? It's a dried out.
Well, I don't like mayo on.
I knew you'd fight me on this, Mike.
I don't like mayo on a ham and salami and provolone sandwich.
What? Whoa, do you mustard?
Like an Italian, you put mayo on ham?
Let me tell you something. I put mayo and lettuce on my meatball subs,
Gross.
and they are delightful.
Ugh.
Have you tried it?
I'm not. You seem to like mayo more than the sandwiches. You got mayo on everything.
You're always
No,
yelling at me.
I
Oh,
didn't
did you
try it because
it?
it's insane. Who would put mayo on meatballs?
I
And
think
there's
it's insane.
tomato sauce in there?
I think it's insane to pick a insect out of the ocean and eat it with a little cocktail sauce, but people do it.
An insect. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get
That's
a
disgusting.
meatball. Say the combination again. Meatball, mayo,
Meatball with mayo and lettuce.
and lettuce.
To
And
be
there's
honest, I don't know why I get the lettuce because the lettuce just gets. You
I'm
don't even
assuming there's
toast it in there.
tomato sauce in there too, right? Oh. How does the mayo and the tomato sauce interact? What does that look like?
Fantastically.
What?
I'm telling you.
That doesn't get messy.
Yes, it gets messy. Any meatball sub gets messy.
Yeah, but why add to it?
Because it's delicious. I can wash my hands
Why
afterwards.
stop there? Why not throw some pickles on there as well?
Because I don't like pickles.
So anyway,
Whoa. Why don't you try it? Why don't I
sounds,
challenge you to a food thing? Eat a meatball sub with mayo.
with mayo.
You never know, Mike.
I think at some of these places, if I even asked for that, they would refuse.
You know what? I think you'll be surprised. I thought the same thing the first time I started ordering it. They won't bat an eye. I think whatever weird you think your food choices are out there,
Hey,
everybody has weirder
yeah,
shit.
no, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah, you're not going to stump the Subway guy with the mayo on the meatballs.
So back
And
to
it's like,
Subway. Back to Subway. So we all have a good laugh after he leaves.
you mean Jersey Mike's?
Yeah.
Read your script, Mike.
What did I say?
Some bullshit. I don't know what you said. Subway.
Oh, I said
In your
Subway.
defense, I just said Subway.
Oh, thanks for correcting me. So back to Jersey Mike's. We all have a laugh when he leaves. I tell him that, and the guys are shaking their head. I guess they have to deal with this all day.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
Is this story going to end with him walking back through the door? Turns
No,
out
it's a little different.
Jersey,
A little different.
He is Jersey Mike. And he's like, I was testing you motherfuckers to see how you'd act, and you all failed.
No, it ends a little
Assholes,
differently.
you're not allowed back in Jersey Mike's.
So we have a good laugh. I tell him that I've dealt with the public before, and you never know what's going to walk through the door.
You told him how to deal with the adoring public?
Yeah, I said, you never know. You never know who your next customer is going to be. So anyway, cut to later that night.
Cut.
I'm at my local establishment.
Minding your own.
A nice full bar. There's only like one seat available at the bar, so I take a seat. I want to see who's sitting next to me. Guess who it is?
Magic Johnson?
It's the guy who doesn't know what Mike's Way is.
No shit.
Yeah. What are the odds? Same
You should
day.
have gotten him to come on here tonight.
Same day. I should have gotten him to come on. Now I'm sitting there
Did
debating.
Did he try to order a drink and he kept going, martini, 30 no olive,
Yeah.
no vermouth,
Yeah.
no vodka.
Yeah,
no
I was waiting for that, because then that would have made a nice segue. Then I could have,
So
excuse me, sir. Were you at Jersey Mike's earlier today?
Well, you obviously confronted him on his performance earlier.
Well, I considered it. I considered it. Well, first I had to make sure it was him, and I'm pretty sure it was him. I mean, he had a beard. He had this vest on. Looked like he just got back from hunting.
I mean, how many people throughout the course of a day do you meet that have vests on?
Well, that's it.
Must have been him.
Yeah, it must have been him.
I am disappointed. I would think everyone I know, you're the most likely to just ask him, are you the guy that was ordering wrong at Mike's?
I was so tempted.
I can't believe you didn't,
I
buddy.
was so tempted, but you know what held me back?
The Lord?
I didn't know how long
You had to go to the bathroom and they only had
I didn't know how long he had been drinking.
They were all out of toilet brushes.
And alcohol is a weird substance that has different effects on different people.
Oh, we're teaching now. Hold on.
And if this
Alcohol.
guy would have taken my question, the wrong way, it could have ended badly. So
what if he was sitting there going, I can't believe this asshole is not going to ask me about Jersey Mike's today. He's like, he like
very well may have thought
right
that.
there.
Yeah. Well, I was behind him, so maybe he didn't really even notice me.
I'm the opposite of that guy. Like, did you see? Well, I've told about, like, when I order a cheeseburger, I'll still point to the menu of the waitress, like, cheeseburger. Like, she's like, what? Like, so I have no confidence strolling in and saying, give me the Mike's.
Yeah. So that was my.
It's like, remember? Did you see our buddy Gary Goldman's latest special?
Yeah, I did.
When he's talking about Chipotle, people point.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I'm embarrassed to say that is me.
Yeah.
The corn.
Yeah.
That is me.
No, I don't do that.
Well, you're a better person.
This is our, I guess, second Super Bowl episode.
Is that right?
Yeah. We had Jello Man last year. He was riding high.
Right.
It was before the Eagles took their fall.
The Eagles. Well, it was a tight game. They could have won. Won.
No, I was rooting for the Eagles even after my team was out.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see Jello Man back in his glory, but they took a real fall this year.
Well, he's been doing okay, right? I haven't heard.
Yeah, no, he's doing great. He's doing great. But it's big business for him.
Mhm.
He gets to be a guest on television shows,
God, that was a year ago.
everything.
Wow.
He was riding high last year.
Ugh.
But anyway, you have any Super Bowl plans?
Yeah. Every Super Bowl last, I want to say 15. Going over to Waddies,
Hmm.
get a big old Popeyes spread.
You-
That's what I've done for years and years now. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going over to my friend's house where normally I watch the Giants games. This year, no Giants again.
Oh,
But
streak
this will be
continue.
the official end of the football season. So we have a nice little get together, and
Mhm.
we keep it simple. We have maybe some cheese and crackers, some pepperoni as the appetizer, and then later on we'll order a pie,
Okay, that's
and they'll
good.
deliver a pizza, and that'll do it for us.
Oh, see, you said order a pie. I can never get away with that. That's a very northern thing. Like you have to be in the Jersey, New York area to get away with saying pie. I can't do it.
Well, is it confusion? I mean, do people down there think you're ordering a huckleberry pie
Well,
or
if you didn't know any better,
a
you would think so.
pecan pie?
If you didn't know any better, you would think so.
You're
I
not
mean, I
catching
know
on my southern
people,
accent.
yeah, made everything crawl back into my body. Like before I lived in Brooklyn, if you said pie, I
Uh-huh.
assumed,
Yeah.
but with the context, I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also a genius, so
So you rooting for any particular team?
no, I don't really give a shit. I
Yeah.
mean, I I like Mahomes enough that like it's like I didn't care about Brady, but then once he started winning like 4 or 5 to where it would be one of these things where you'd tell your grandchildren
Mm-hmm.
someday. Like at this point, if Mahomes wins again, then I'll be like, all right, let me see if he'll win 10 just because it's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I'm embarrassed to say this, and I hope my nephew's not listening to this one.
Patrick?
Well, first of all, I think he just cuts my voice out and he just listens to your voice anyway.
Oh, yeah. Can you blame him?
Because as he says, you're the greatest, and I don't know why he keeps you on the show, Uncle Greg. Uh, at this point, I am way more interested in the commercials and the Taylor Swift drama than I am in the football game.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you've been following my football picks, but I've gone against the Chiefs twice. I will not go against them in the Super Bowl. I've learned my lesson.
Learn your lesson, bro.
Taylor Swift is too powerful. And according to Boomer Esiason, I mean, take that with a grain of salt that it is.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that Taylor Swift's presence during these games
Mm-hmm.
has increased the NFL's income by
Oh,
$350 million.
oh.
I
I
mean,
thought you were going to say something. He said something a lot stupider, but that could be right. Like, right?
the AFC Championship game with the Ravens, I think, is one of the highest rated AFC championships ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know that the ratings have been going up when she's there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I love how upset people get over that. Like the dumbest idiots
well, yeah,
thinking.
there's no reason to be upset, but it's odd though. I mean, if you've been watching football all these years, and now it's like we're cutting to the booth to get her reaction every play. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not upset by it. I'm just saying it's odd.
Mm-hmm.
But so odd that and me, I'm always trying to keep up with the zeitgeist.
Always.
So
You are the zeitgeist.
so I watched, I didn't do it in one sitting. I watched Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 3 hours long.
Jesus. Yeah, I got no
Yeah.
beef with her. I like her
Yeah.
fine, other than, like I said, she's been sending me videos, 9,000 videos a day. Not me personally, just, but I can't fathom sitting through 3 hours of her music.
Well, like I said, it took it was good for about a half hour each sitting.
Mhm.
So it took me about 5 or 6 sittings.
Was it all music? All concert?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's just a concert, really. Yeah, it's just film concert, no backstage stuff. Yeah.
I
I
mean, then
mean,
again, I sat through that documentary of hers 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember a thing about it. I don't even know why I watched it.
oh, I didn't see
Like
that.
her sitting around on the couch talking about, I don't know.
Now I have to watch that.
But I'm way more interested in the drama around her and people acting like idiots than the game.
It's a phenomenon. So I wanted to know what's going on in the culture that now it's Taylor Swift's world and we're just living in it. Because
Yeah.
I consider myself a poor man's Lionel Trilling. I don't know if I ever told you that before.
A couple times. Yeah. You have an action figure doll.
So I'm watching this thing, and I know this isn't for me. I know I'm an old man.
The
This is
concert?
not. I'm not her target audience, you know. But
Mhm.
I just want to know what's going on out there in the world.
You don't have to
Uh,
explain yourself, Mike.
yeah.
You're
So I'm watching
red-blooded
this,
American male.
and and it is touching. Every fan they cut to in the crowd knows every word to every song. Uh, their tears of joy are flowing from their eyes. I mean, I would not deprive these people of their joy.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
nice of you, Mike. I'm sure they appreciate it.
they
Put
don't.
your thanks in the
They
comments.
don't care. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. But
What
anyway,
I
so
don't understand how, because all we hear about is how expensive these tickets are.
right.
There's what, 50,000 people at every one of these shows?
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus, how many
yeah,
rich people are there who can
yeah,
just sit around and throw thousands of dollars at a Taylor Swift concert?
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
I think they may have been doing that dynamic pricing nonsense as well,
mm,
which we've criticized the boss for before.
yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know how anybody affords to go to anything anymore.
yeah, I mean, stadium concerts, yeah, that's kind of a thing of the past for me. Yeah, I think I'm done with that. But so I'm watching this and, it's yeah, just a straight up concert. But through most of it, I mean, it's more of like a musical than a concert because there's elaborate stage
Yeah.
sets. There's
Choreography,
They've
dancing.
got a
Yeah.
giant runway. I mean, it's not just your typical stage setup. It's got the giant runway that goes out into the stadium. So they're going back and forth on that. They've got these risers. This was maybe the most amazing thing she was doing. These risers in the middle of the runway go up like maybe 10 feet. They go up a significant, it goes up.
Mhm.
And her dancers are going up on these risers. They know how to they have to hit those spots when
Mhm.
those risers are going up. So there's lots of you can see the choreography involved. There's a lot going on with that. But I'm sitting there half the show, more than half the show. Where are the musicians? And
Yeah.
this, it's
It's all
like
dancing. All I
I'm
see is fireworks
hearing
and dancing
music,
and confetti, and she's in
you
a bathing
know,
suit, and.
and this is, I'm new to this whole debate whether she lip syncs. And she does. She lip syncs about half
Does
the
she?
show because there's
I mean, I
no
guess you have to if you're running. She's literally every time I
yeah.
look,
And
she's
she's not
running.
the
She's
only one who
sprinting.
does this. I mean, this has been
Right.
established that this is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this is way it's done now. A
Yeah.
friend of mine just went to see Madonna. She put up
Mhm.
some clips and she's
Mhm.
running around and yeah, I think she's just
Can't be
lip sync.
sprinting back and forth and
Right.
still singing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different show from our days. Come on. We're
That's
outdated. People
that's
don't
fine.
care.
I got no
Millie and
beef.
Vanilli apparently were pioneers. And
And you
they're
look
still
back, boy, they caught a lot of shit.
remember that?
They were destroyed.
Yeah.
There's still a punchline, and you look back now and you're like, for what? For what?
That's why I'm calling them pioneers. They were ahead of the times,
Jeez.
just like Galileo, right?
Yeah, Galileo
Galileo, Millie Vanilli,
and Milli Vanilli.
just people who are ahead of
Those
their
connections just
times,
keep happening. I mean, it's uncanny.
persecuted.
How long can you go throughout a day without somebody bringing up Galileo and Milli Vanilli in the same sentence? But that
But
makes you
anyway,
think. Does that make you think? And like I've bitched about this ad nauseum here. and I don't know if it makes me old and sexist and an asshole, but what if, because we're supposed to take her seriously as a musician,
Mhm.
what if after this tour, which was the Gonzo, all the tricks, all the
It's still
shenanigans,
going on. She's in Japan. She's coming
right,
back for the Super Bowl.
right. What if for her next tour, she just gets out there, it's her and an acoustic guitar?
Yeah. Well, there are moments like that in the show.
Right. But would
And
she ever do that? Like, I'm doing this, I'm doing a concert, a tour, just me playing my guitar, singing my songs. We're not having the fireworks. I'm not sprinting back and forth doing a cooking show or, doing,
uh-huh,
Hot Wheels or whatever. I'm
uh-huh.
not auditioning for Les Mis every 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna play my guitar, play the songs.
I'm not familiar with her early career, but I think that's what it was. I mean, I think she started off like a humble folk singer slash country person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
Um,
was country, but then she went pop.
yeah.
I mean, I've always said the same about Bruce. Why don't he go
Mhm,
around like a three-piece?
mhm. Well, he's
Uh,
done solo tours, right?
but he always has a band with him, like a full band, right? Like,
No, not on Devils and Dust or whatever that one was.
all right, well, yeah, make me look like an asshole in front of
Wait a second. I thought you knew this stuff.
doting audience.
I even have some of those bootlegs. You want me to send you a couple?
Was he by himself during that? I can't.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, pretty
All right.
much. I think he was by himself.
So let's say this, Taylor. This is anybody who's listening, earmuffs. I'm talking to Taylor Swift right now. Taylor, hope that you enjoyed the tour. Looks like it was amazing. Sounds like you made a gazillion dollars. We beseech you for your next tour. It's just you, your acoustic guitar. Come on, Egg Foo What? As a guest, we'll
Mhm.
walk you through it,
Yeah.
give you our thoughts and advice, and maybe 2025 can be even better than your 2024. Okay, everybody, earmuffs off. That's me and Taylor.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. So back to your movie that you've
Yeah.
watched times.
Yeah, so and the thing is where you can tell that it's lip sync. I mean, a lot of her vocals are double tracked, right?
Mhm. Oh,
I
thanks.
mean, that's kind of a thing they do, and you
Yeah.
can't do that through a microphone. Uh, at one point, she's singing, and then there's like this other voice, and I guess it was like a duet on the album or whatever with
Mhm.
somebody else. I don't know who it was, but I'm thinking, well, where's that person? And then every once in a while, they do cut to a little, setup for the band, the so-called band, but it's that occurs maybe 3 or 4 times in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just her and the dancers and the sets. I mean, it's a show. You're getting a show.
Mhm.
It's not like
Yeah.
Creedence
Yeah.
Clearwater Revival just standing on stage
Hey, hey, hey,
in their
hey, hey,
in
hey.
in their plaid shirts, I mean,
Putting on an amazing show.
you know, you
Now,
are
anytime
getting
there's something like that where there's dancers and choreography, I always find myself going, "Where's this music coming from? Like, how do they play this? Where
well,
the
that's
music?"
what I'm saying. You see no
Yeah,
evidence of musicians through
yeah,
most of this. So yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like a simple question, and there's
mhm.
a whole debate online. I'm not the only one who's theorizing about this, and like I said, other performers are kind of doing it anyway. She's not
Everybody does
alone.
it anyway. Yeah,
It's the way it's done now. But anyway, it was weird.
I can't believe you
Um,
watched the entire. I mean, I mean, I feel like me watching that documentary puts me a little above you
uh-huh.
because I feel like that was like, oh, we're getting into her thinking and what she, but I can't remember a single fucking thing. So, I don't know.
And I mean, I try to be open minded about music, and most of the songs just do not grab me. The one song which everybody knows, "Shake It Off." When I heard that song, I guess I had heard the Vampire Weekends song "Diane Young," and I thought Taylor Swift ripped that song off. it
Oh, really?
was roughly around the same time, so
Mm,
I don't know. It could be just a coincidence,
mm.
but I always remember hearing those songs around the same time and just thinking, well, that's a kind of a ripoff of that Vampire Weekend song.
Is the T Swizz backlash finally happening? Because I feel like she caught a little shit the Grammys. Did you see any of this?
I came in late on the Grammys. I came in when they were showing all the people who died.
I mean,
Uh,
I didn't watch the shit, but I've read
uh,
articles of it.
yeah.
Uh, I guess they thought she blew off Celine Dion, didn't hug her.
Yeah, I
Turns out
saw something
Celine
like
Dion
that.
has some crazy disease that like she's not supposed to touch people.
Stiff something.
And then they
Stiff
picked
person.
apart everything she said, which everybody felt like she was humble bragging and announces her album and everything. But then I'm like, well, she rules the world right now. So what do you
Yeah, but the pressure of like analyzing everything she does is it's gonna take its toll. How could it not take a toll on a person? Apparently, some nutcase was tracking her plane or something. Every day
Well,
there's a
no,
new story.
in his defense, he does that for all celebrity private planes.
Okay, so yeah, that makes him what, a sane person?
So I don't know why, but I don't know why, they put a cease and desist thing out to him because it's like, well, now all you've done is tell everybody about this guy. Now we're all gonna go. It's like
Well,
the sand effect.
well, she's got a stalker in New York.
That's a different thing.
I mean, but this guy is like supplying information to potential stalkers.
Mhm.
Can't somebody just fly privately? What's this guy's deal monitoring people? It's weird to me. I
Mm.
mean, yeah, I guess he's got the technology, he could do it, but why is he doing it?
I don't care what he's doing it. I'm saying I think it was a mistake on her part for calling
Uh-huh.
the guy out because otherwise nobody would have fucking known or cared.
Yeah,
Now, how many millions of people are like, oh, let me go see this? What's going on? Sorry,
well,
T Swizz, you fucked up.
I disagree. I mean, I think she's probably got lots of these stalker types out there, and
But he's
it's
not a stalker. He
unfortunate.
wasn't stalking her. He does
No, I know he's
all
not.
celebrities. He
I
does
know
all.
he's not. But like I said, he's providing information that some of these idiots could easily, track down. Why make it easier for these stalker types?
Yeah, but then your problem was with the FAA who makes all this stuff public.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
information's out there. The guy's
Yeah,
just
no, I understand. I understand. To me, it's weird though. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm not saying it's something I would think. I'm not saying
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
but I'm saying I think she's foolish for making a big case out of it because again, it's a
Mhm.
strike effect.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
and to your point, she does have actual stalkers that are scary. That
yeah, yeah. So, so I
a
will
different
be.
world from when we were rocking, bro.
It is a different world. And so I'm picking the Chiefs this week. The points are fluctuating. I think they're getting 1 or 2 points, so they're actually the underdog somehow.
Yeah, I don't even care. Again, I hope at the end of the game, at the 50-yard line, Travis Kelce proposes to her.
Uh-huh.
She says yes, and then just to make everybody
And
shit
then they're going to
themselves,
Disneyland.
going to Disneyland. And I know you'll get upset about this.
Uh-huh.
And I hope they turn the camera and say, and everybody should vote for Joe Biden, just so I can watch 50 million
Why would
people
I get upset
shit
about
themselves.
that? I don't care about either candidate. We're gonna get we got two shitty candidates, but I know your faith is in Joe Biden, so I'll let you.
I would love to see her turn the camera and say, vote for Joe Biden.
Uh,
50 million people would
yeah.
literally shit themselves with fury. I'm
And
not
then
saying
we get another 4 years of Joe Biden, which is that'll be great. I'm looking forward to another four
it is
years
pretty
of Joe
great.
Biden.
I'm sorry. Do you want Hair Trump to come back into
No, I'm saying I'm with the majority who don't want this replay. I don't want either of them. But both our parties are so dysfunctional that this is what we get stuck with. So I don't have faith in either party, either candidate. That's where I'm at.
Mhm.
But I understand people wanting to, be positive about the future. So even if it means we're going to get a guy with dementia, I'm glad people will be happy.
Well, either way, you're going to get a guy with dementia.
Well, that's true. But
So
one guy,
let's pick the one who's not a monster.
who,
A
but
complete shithead.
Mitterrand, what was Biden was talking about
Francois
Mitterrand the other
Mitterrand?
day? What? Yeah.
Oh, did he bring up Francois Mitterrand?
Yeah. I mean, it's comical. I call him President Magoo.
Well, at least
It's comical, but it's sad.
that's
It's
better
sad.
than his opponent who has no idea who that is.
Yeah. No, See, I don't like Trump. I've been hearing about Trump. If you're from, the New York tri-state area, you've been hearing about Trump since the 80s.
Mhm.
I'm tired of it. It's like boring to me. So it's like, yeah, okay. I've been hearing about this for 40 years. Donald Trump, the self-promoting Donald Trump.
Well, it was funny when it was harmless.
Well, no, it was just a constant noise that I could ignore.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's different now. Yeah, he's running for president if he doesn't go to jail first. But yeah, it's like it's a shit show. I think it's a shit show.
But the only reason we
But it's
started
our
this,
shit show. So
the only reason we started this, because I do want Taylor Swift to turn to the camera and tell people who to vote for.
yeah,
People will lose their fucking minds.
yeah, they will.
Dumbest thing.
I mean, they're
These
talking about it,
conspiracies.
so it's ridiculous. What
Yeah.
else is next? It's kind of like
Yeah, like
one.
somehow we convinced a billionaire to take a year of her life and pretend to date this guy so she could tell people to vote for Joe Biden. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
No, it's all ridiculous. But
What were we talking about?
the Super Bowl. Did you know that there were good luck and bad luck foods for Super Bowl Sunday?
Mm-mm. My toilet knows.
The good luck foods. What do you think might be some good luck foods?
Good luck for who? Like the person eating them or the team you're rooting for?
Good luck for your team. Yeah, it's good luck. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm eating wings and they're good luck food, that means everybody who's eating wings is rooting for the same team and that team is going to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I interpret it.
What are the foods? I'll tell you if they're good luck or bad luck.
Well, you just said chicken wings.
Good luck.
This is a stupidity. And this was the article says this was a study. This was a study that was conducted.
Wow.
Study finds the top good luck game day foods. But here's the thing. Half the foods are on both lists. So yes,
yeah.
Chicken wings is considered a good luck food and a bad luck food.
Kind of covering all the bases there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like I said, there's a bunch of them. Here's the thing. They've got desserts. Do you even have dessert on Super Bowl Sunday? No, yeah.
No, come on.
They've got ice cream, cupcakes, cookies.
Come on.
Yeah, those are considered good luck food, although ice cream also appears on the bad luck food.
So all these foods can be good or bad luck.
Guess what the number one bad luck food is?
Hold on. Tripe.
Deviled eggs, which is when is that ever? That can only be bad luck when deviled eggs are on the scene.
Yeah, those are never like good luck.
No,
no luck or bad luck. I agree.
Yeah.
I will be having a Popeye's chicken box the size of my head. That's all I know.
Yeah, pizza is the number one good luck. Potato skins.
Waddy likes to do a little cooking, so maybe I bet he's probably got something up his sleeve.
Those are both good and bad luck foods.
What's Popeyes? Popeyes on the list?
Popeyes? No, it's all the assorted cheeses with crackers and fruits. That's on both lists.
It like players, like it's like when they thank God when they do something good? Do they thank the pizza? But then when they fuck up, they don't thank the pizza.
I'm glad you brought that up. Did you see little Steven Van Zandt weighing in on Twitter?
First of all, thank you for being glad I brought something up. I see him from time to time pop up. What do you do?
Yeah, I guess it was after the football games. He went into a whole frenzy, a sort of diatribe against people thanking God after a sports victory.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up. It's amusing. But it's like, who cares? It's like, why is he getting worked up about that? It's like, it is, right? Freedom of religion, is that still a thing? So
No,
like
not if your buddy Trump gets elected.
we had the Trump presidency, right? We had one. We know what we got.
Not the second one.
Oh, the second
Not
one.
the
It's going to be
revenge
worse.
tour.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I thought he was supposed to be a Nazi the first term around.
Not even pissy or pettier.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I
I think
didn't see
it's
him,
going to be a race to see who makes it to election day. Trump will be in jail, and Biden, well, he may be in a home by then.
Trump's not going to be in jail.
He should be taken care of.
Whoa.
But anyway,
Can't
so
say that taken care of, Mike. You're
well,
from
he's got
Jersey. That has
handlers.
connotations.
He's got handlers. People have to get him off the stage. It's sad. I think it's sad, but this is where we're at. That's what I'm saying. I have no faith in either political party at this point.
I think Joe Biden's been a good president.
Okay.
I mean, he is 1,000 years old. That's undisputable.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, back to little Steven. Yeah, he's in a tizzy. And I'm like, who cares? It's like these guys have made it to the highest level of a professional sport, lots of competition.
Mhm.
Maybe I'd be thanking my stars. It's like maybe that's what I would believe in God, right? You've reached such a high level of achievement.
Well, yeah, like I never got upset about people used to get crazy about Tim Tebow.
Right. Yeah.
Like when he would take a second to I'm like, who cares?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
cares?
Exactly. Right. It's his thing. It's not. He's not forcing you to take a knee or
Not taking
pray. He's not dragging you to church every week, is he?
Yeah.
So it's like, I was going to give him a little zinger. I think Victoria Monet won Best New Artist of the Year, and she was thanking God. I was gonna give little Steven a zinger, but I refrained.
He appreciates it. I've never heard that person's name, so that's how old I am.
Well, she's the Best New Artist of the Year. Look her
How
up.
about Billy Joel though? Here's this big thing. He's gonna drop his first song in however many years, but then he gets upstaged by Joni Mitchell being dug out of the earth and propped up there. She knocks it out of the park, and then Taylor Swift does her thing. There's a couple other big moments, and then Billy Joel's like, "Oh, here's my song." What do you think of that?
Yeah, that new song is a dud. I mean, I don't know if you've been following the Best Show. We did our own version.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't heard. I know y'all's got picked up by Fox News or something. Is that what happened?
Yeah, down in Houston.
Yeah, that's cool.
Down in Houston, our version actually made it to YouTube before Billy's. So the Billy Joel fans were going nuts. I mean,
that's the dream, to have something mistaken for something else.
Oh yeah, no, it was. This is, almost 20 years on the Best Show. This is something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. And
I haven't even heard the song. I assume it sucks. I'm not shitting on Billy Joel, but I have a feeling I know kind of what the song sounds like.
It's about a rotten husband who sort of is realizing how rotten he is.
I don't care about that, but musically, I feel like I can probably pick it out of a hat.
Oh no, the music. Yeah, the music. There's nothing interesting about the music.
So do you think he was sitting there at the end of the Grammys like, God damn it? Like I thought I was supposed to be the big can you believe it moment?
Well, I think he's not eligible until next year. So
what, the in memoriam? What?
No.
Oh,
he
but it seems like
the music has to come out at a certain, between certain dates.
It just seems like it had these big moments, and then Billy Joel's like, "Oh, here's my song," and he probably thought he was going to be the big showstopper.
Well, I think Celine Dion, she thought she was going to get a bigger response, and they're saying she was a little miffed that she didn't get a roaring standing ovation for 10 minutes.
Well, she's been tucked away in Vegas.
Well, she has health issues or something she's going through.
Well, she hasn't had a song since the big fucking Titanic thing. Like, I think she's been doing that Vegas thing for 20 years. Nobody's seen her for 20 years. Unless you've been in Vegas. So, sorry, Celine. I mean,
yeah. So there was lots of disappointment at the end. I mean, I'm glad the Grammys finally had Joni Mitchell on the show. But, I mean, I don't know. That was sad, I thought. It's like, oh. I mean, she's 80 years old. I understand that. But
Yeah.
I thought that was sad. I mean, and the thing is, the Grammys has such a rotten history of
Mhm.
acknowledging, all the wrong stuff when, the great stuff is being
Mhm.
snubbed. And you can read about 100 articles online about all the famous snubs the Grammys have done over the years. So it's really nothing to get worked up about.
I mean, I don't know why they still do these stupid things, but okay.
Yeah.
Miley
Uh,
Cyrus looked good. That's all I care about.
But then I saw people giving her, they were saying her hairdo was too
Oh,
retro or
I,
something.
I can't win. You can't win.
Nobody can win. Nobody can win.
That's why I fight Air becoming too successful, too famous.
Hmm.
Can't win.
Did you see I mean, people were talking about the uh, fast car performance with
That's right. That's the one I was trying to think of. That was
Tracy
the big one.
Chapman and Luke Combs. Combs, I don't know how you
So,
pronounce his name.
I didn't watch it. I didn't care for the song when it came out.
It's a
I know
fine song.
it's okay. It's fine.
It's
Yeah, but
okay. It's fine.
I'm not sitting there. I'm glad she had her moment. It's great. I don't know anything about him, but that seemed to be like a big moment. That seemed very nice. Yeah.
I started hearing that song in my local establishment, and I was like, "What's?" And people kept playing it, and I was like, "Well, I think a cover should add something, be a different interpretation." It just seemed like he did a straight version of it, and okay, I
Well,
guess
it's
there's a
tough.
generation that's not familiar with that song, so they were introduced to that song.
Well, it's tough because if the reason you're playing the song is because you love the song, your first instinct is obviously to play the song like it is. So then you have to have a different mindset if you're like, well, I want to do a version of the song, but make it really my own. Like, what's the great example of a cover that's really its own sound or whatever? It's tough.
Well, Jimi Hendrix, I guess, really, he almost, took over, some of Dylan's songs, like a Rolling Stone, All Along the Watchtower. I mean, yeah, he gave those songs a different spin, right?
Maybe all along the watch. Nobody cares about anybody else's version of Like a Rolling Stone. Uh, but even that version of All Along the Watchtower, it's kind of set the same. I mean, he makes it more rocking and loud, but it's very much the same structure.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think if you're doing the song because you love the song,
Hmm.
so it's hard to pivot to, well, let me make it totally different now. Unless you hear a song, you're like, I like that song, but it would be great if this happens. But yeah, I don't even know. I've been talking about it like I know. I haven't even heard the cover version of Fast Cars.
Hmm.
Yeah, that seemed like a great moment. Everybody's happy for her. That's great.
Hmm.
I got a fast car. Ain't nobody love my. I got a fast car.
uh,
That's my cover of it.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Speaking of which, are you going to comment what happened 60 years ago today?
60 years ago,
And if you make a "you lost your virginity" joke, I swear to God, Mike, I'm going to lose my
60 years ago.
February 7th, 1964.
Okay, that's probably Beatle related. Am I in the ballpark?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the day they landed in America.
Oh, okay.
Can you
All right.
picture a more exciting time than those days they were in New York?
It's
How
funny.
crazy,
Yeah.
exciting, and it was like the snow in New York City. It looks like the whole city had a snow day. It had to be the most exciting moment in like cultural history. Imagine being one of those four dudes staring at everybody coming off that plane.
And it was a couple months after JFK's assassination.
Once after JFK, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like they turned it from black and white to Technicolor. What do you think of that? It was on this day 60 years ago.
Well, yeah, I was 3 years old, so I have no memory of it. But I have spoken to people who grew up during that time, and yeah, they're very fond, have very fond memories of those days. One of my aunts was sort of a Beatle fan, Beatles fan.
Mhm.
But it's funny you mention that because I was sort of doing a deep dive with the Rolling Stones,
Mhm.
and they really didn't get started. The Rolling Stones didn't really get started until the Aftermath album,
Mhm.
when they started writing more songs. I mean, those early albums are just full of covers. Speaking of covers, see, the segue's working here.
Segue. We know what we're doing, people. We are the Lennon and McCartney of segues.
I mean, the Beatles, I mean, the Rolling Stones were like a great bar band. If it weren't
Yes.
for, if
Who's
it
been
weren't,
saying that for years?
if it weren't for the blues, R&B, Motown, I mean, all those early records by the Rolling Stones, I mean, they're still enjoyable. I mean,
Mhm.
they don't really sound that dated. They just sound like great rave ups of those songs. The songs are great. They had great taste in music.
Mhm.
They got credit for that. I mean,
Yeah.
the Beatles were more selective. I mean, they were started writing songs much earlier than the Stones.
Mhm.
So I'll give them credit for that. That they weren't loading their albums with covers.
Well, to be fair, their first two albums, the original covers were both 8-6, so uh, they still have plenty of covers.
Oh, okay.
But then Hard Day's Night, they were all original. So
Mhm.
unlike Ray Davies, who the second Kinks album, he was already up to 10 original songs.
Mhm.
So sorry, you were talking about the shitty Stone. Go ahead.
No, but I finished. I just listened to the early records up to their Satanic Majesty's Request,
Ugh.
which is a one-off, but it's got "She's a Rainbow" on there, which is like one of their best songs, I think.
It's
Um,
easily one of the best songs. Yeah.
yeah, so you can't totally dismiss it because that's where that that's where
Why are
that
we talking about the Stones when today is Beatles Come to America Day?
because this is a constant. We've been back and forth between the Beatles and the Stones. I would say I'm more of a Stones fan. I mean, they had
But my question
a
is, in
longer
Beatles
career.
Stones, we're talking about today as a part of history.
Yeah,
Why do you have to ruin it with Stones talk? We have plenty of time
it was
to
a segue. I
argue
saw an opportunity.
Stones, Beatles.
Yeah.
But it's always been funny to me. Maybe you have an answer for this. Has it always been weird to you? The first song they played on Ed Sullivan is "All My Loving."
Mhm.
Wasn't a single at all. Much less, "I Want to Hold Your Hand" was burning the charts. "All My Loving" was just an album track. It's a hard song to play because there's a lot of stop and starts,
Mhm.
and especially when it kicks off, it starts singing before the music. So, like, if you don't perfectly nail that, with people screaming, the whole song's fucked. And they nailed it like perfect.
Mhm.
But I would have never. I read once, and I've never been able to find where I read it, so I don't know if it's true. The reason they chose "All My Loving" is because Paul McCartney was the most professional musician and he wouldn't get as nervous as the others. And so they thought, well, if it's Paul singing, he won't fuck it up. So we'll start with that one.
Mhm.
I don't remember where I read it. I haven't seen it since. It's just always been a question. Why do they start with "All My Loving" instead of one of the singles?
Mhm.
Any thoughts?
I I have not thought about it at all as deeply as you have. Does it
That's,
really matter? I mean, it was just sort of their appearance in general that sort of set up,
well,
started this sort of,
why would
yeah.
you have, why have you started with "All My Loving"? It's just an album track.
Mhm.
Not "She Loves You." It's not "I Want to Hold Your Hand." It's not even "Please Please Me."
Mhm.
What do you make of that?
I don't want to ponder it anymore. I think you've laid it all out there that people can think about it. Maybe they can,
This is getting to be like the
they
Barry
can
Gibb skit
add a
on
comment
SNL.
what they think.
Comment.
I have not pondered this. Like I said,
Oh,
I think it
see,
was just
I
the
didn't ask you to
beat.
ponder it over years. I just said in the last 60 seconds, do you have an opinion? That's all. Sorry.
No, I haven't thought about it for the 60 years that it happened. Um, like I said, I think it didn't matter what they played. It was their presence. It was a phenomenon beyond the music.
Right.
I mean, I like that you're
They
concentrating
did
on the
actually play the music, and they played it beautifully and perfectly.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I'm not knocking the music, but
It's nice of you.
I
They'll
think it
appreciate it.
was I think at that point it was kind of secondary to the whole phenomenon. Just like Taylor Swift's music, I think
Yeah, but
is
at
sort
this
of
degree, I don't
it's
think they thought
falling
that.
behind. She's like bigger than her music now.
But I don't think they thought that. I don't think they thought, oh, it
Oh no,
doesn't
they're
everyone's
completely
streaming. We
they
can't.
have nothing to do with it. The thing is just happening without them. Yeah, they had no idea this was going to happen, right?
Right. But so why do they choose All My Loving? That's what I'm asking. It's not like they said, fuck it.
I'm going to
Let's just
say
do I
maybe
Wanna
they
Dance.
like
Nobody can hear it.
playing that song. Maybe that was their favorite song of the week.
I
You
would disagree
know,
with that because it's also an incredibly hard song to play.
what if they took a vote backstage and it was
Well,
three to
if that's
one?
information you have, then we would like it. That's what I'm saying. Do you have inside info?
I don't know. I don't know that the public is demanding an answer to this. I think the public has moved
I'm gonna
on.
jump out this goddamn window. Just-
I think the public has moved on
All right. I
in
thought it was an
60
interesting
years.
question. Sorry.
You know, it's one of those mysteries. There's lots of mysteries in life, and that's gonna be one of them for the ages.
Why are we here? And why did the Beatles start with All My Loving?
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go. I'd like to hear some theories in the comments. You know, you're welcome to Greg.
Boy, are you running for president? Because that was a great non-answer answer.
Greg needs an answer.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Just getting the conversation going, bro.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Interesting to me. I would love to hear an answer.
It is
That's all.
interesting.
You know,
But
speaking of interesting, I'm gonna tap dance for a few seconds while you talk. I'm gonna look up, see if anybody sent any questions to us for life advice.
you're still beating that drum, huh? The
Well, I forgot about it.
life advice.
Unless
Nobody
it's
wants our life advice.
unless SoundCloud is writing for life advice. No, nobody wrote. So okay. Streak continues.
I got a segue here.
You do love the segues.
I did finish The Time Machine by
H.G.
H.G.
Wells?
Wells. 1895 that book came out.
Did we talk about that?
Well, I mentioned that I was reading it. Now I finished it. It's a short book. It's
I
only
finally started the Evelyn Waugh book. I'll probably knock it out tonight.
is
Really
it Evelyn? I thought it was Evelyn.
Oh, is it? I say Evelyn.
I think it's Evelyn.
Evelyn?
Yeah.
Why you gotta embarrass me in front of everybody? Why you gotta do that?
Because
Look
I
at
think
you. I've never seen you this happy. You're lit up.
I think
But you're beaming.
I may be wrong. People could tell me in the comments because
Really
I
reading
wondered
the comments tonight, Mike.
I wondered about the pronunciation of his name as well, and I think I looked it up one time.
I just don't know why. I read he carried around a teddy bear all through college,
Really, that's weird.
and it's like, and Brideshead Revisited is supposed to be about him, but like it never comes up.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you bring? If I had a teddy bear all through college, that's all I would talk about. My teddy bear I carried through college. And everybody seemed to just let it happen without bringing it up. Evelyn, I don't know. Enjoying the book. How was The Time Machine?
Well, I enjoyed it, and you know, there's so many things in it that like is just like standard now. I mean, time travel. You know,
Sex scenes.
if we had the time machine, Greg, we could go back in time 60 years. We can sneak backstage at the
Don't you say it,
Ed
Mike.
Sullivan
Don't you
show.
don't you make
And
fun of me.
and you can
No, sir.
you can
No, sir.
sort of listen in, see what the guys are doing, and how they decided All My Loving is the song they're gonna do.
This is your neck.
But this is something a time machine could help you with. So yeah, so there's time travel in there. I mean, that if you're a fan of Star Trek, you've seen the time travel thing.
What if a magic guy did show up and say, I have a time machine? You can go back any point in history, any moment, change the face of the future. Where do you want to go? And what if I said, I'd like to go back to right before the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan, find out why they picked All My Loving to be their lead?
Yeah.
And you think it'd be like, wait, what? That's all you want?
That's all you want.
You can,
yeah.
you can
No, I was going to
affect
ask
history
you. I
anyway.
mean, would you prefer? I mean, the time traveler in the book goes forward in time. He doesn't go backwards.
Yeah, see, I have no interest in that. I've thought about that before.
Yeah.
The
So yeah, he goes forward in time to 802-701.
A
So
very good year.
he he takes quite a trip into the future.
Been
Pe
watching Sopranos lately. That's what I was singing.
people in the future are weird. There's only two classes of people. The Aloy,
Egg foo what fans
those
and
are the people who get to live a life of leisure. They don't seem to have to work anymore. And then there are the Morlocks who live underground,
I think I'd be a Morlock.
and they come they come out at night to sort of take care of the Aloy.
Hmm.
But the Morlocks, they're sort of precursors to the zombie movies
Hmm.
because they're sort of they're not dead, but they're weird looking. And get this, they're into cannibalism.
Ooh.
So,
Well, that's where humanity evolves eventually to cannibalism.
well, for the Morlocks, I mean, they don't get any food
Oh,
apparently. They're you know they're desperate.
there's a,
Um, there's a nice there is a really nice chapter at the very end where he just zips along to the future to the point where he's seeing the end of the world, and it's a really interesting chapter. And
that's interesting.
he's just kind of because we all sort of like, wouldn't it be great to be here when the whole the shit hits the fan? It's the end of the world. But he sees our
You'd like
giant
to be around for that?
well, it's sort of, we'll never know, right? But
That would mess up my funeral plans.
this guy is zipping into the future so far
Is
that
it
he
a
can.
funeral if everybody else is dead?
And actually, it's not the last chapter of the book. The second to last chapter, it's very calming, I would say. You would think it would be sort of, his vision of the end of the world is very sort of relaxing. I mean, the only weird thing is there are some giant crabs, which
That is
that
weird.
sort of, I mean,
Could you tell how far into the future it was, or is it just kind of?
well, at that point,
Very-
yeah, he doesn't give an exact date for that one for the end of the world,
Yeah.
but he sees some giant crabs right before the end. He's seeing the sun sort of go out. It's a really interesting chapter.
If you could
But
choose to go back in time or forward, what would you do?
well, I would go backwards in time and try and undo some of the damage to my family and my friends.
Well, let's say just say if you can just observe though.
Just observe. Um, that's interesting. I think I probably would go into the future then,
Yeah,
because
that's
we
great.
kind of because the future is unknown. We have kind of a historical record for a good part of. I mean, I guess if I go into the past, I'd go into the way past before humanity. you know, the
Definitely.
dinosaurs, the dinosaur era. Check some of that stuff out.
You only have to go what 150, 200 years before there's no recorded voice or I mean, there's no audio, there's no pictures, there's no there. All there is oral, stories.
Well, yeah,
You
there's
only have to go back. We're at the very beginning of uh people being recorded in man's
that's a
history.
good point. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you'd
Thank you.
like to go back so you could see some of the historical figures who
Well,
we don't have.
I feel like if you're smart, you're supposed to say the future because so
Mhm.
I don't know because it's you're curious and this. I just think the future would make no sense, so it wouldn't matter. Like somebody from 500 BC coming to today, it would make no
Mhm.
sense
Mhm.
at all. Whereas you go back in time, number one, out of curiosity, how did people look and live 1,000 years ago? And you could learn, oh, well, this is why we do that. That's why we do this. Maybe this could have been differently, whatever. Whereas the
Mhm.
future, there's no context. You can't even, it's pointless.
Yeah.
So but so that's where we differ. And if we ever get in a time machine, it's going to be fighting with the controls.
So yeah, so I think the time machine anticipated all the dystopian things that came afterwards, with the description of the end of the world, and I don't know. It's good.
Maybe the reason I've never liked sci-fi is every image of the future of the universe just seems miserable. Just seems
Mhm.
depressing,
Well,
desperate,
yeah, I think
sad.
maybe I don't know if this is the first dystopian sci-fi book.
Any look into the future, any book, it's never great. It's never like we're hanging out by a lake playing basketball.
Yeah.
It's always like this dystopian where you wearing uniforms and flying ships, and they're all metallic and antiseptic, and it seems to be no fun.
Yeah. I'm sure there must be some positive ones. People can. I'm new to sci-fi. I'm trying to restore my sense of wonder in reading again.
I've never cared about.
So I'm trying these different things. I'm going to read The Invisible Man as a follow-up. They're short. These books are short.
Ralph Ellison?
No. Well, I've read that before.
I was gonna say, that's not science fiction.
The Invisible Man, H.G. Wells. He wrote that too.
Oh, I'm talking about a different one.
Yeah.
All
Got a guy.
So Time Machine gets 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars.
Whoa.
4 stars.
How about my line though?
I knocked it down a star because it's one of these books where instead of just telling the story, it presents it as we're listening to the time traveler tell the story. Which could have been easily dispensed. He's got his friends over at his study, and he's regaling them with his story of his journey into the future. And I'm like, do we need that? Does it matter whether he's telling this to a group of his friends?
Poe would do that a lot. He'd use that as a device. Some guy telling a story,
right?
And then it enables him to just stop it at any point and be like, all right, that's you guys. It's just kind of a device.
Yeah.
What would you give?
Heart of Darkness does that too, right? I think.
I haven't read that.
Yeah, you should read that one.
Don't tell me what to do, Mike.
It's one of the best novellas. What's your favorite novella?
Ooh, how short is a novella considered?
I don't know. I consider The Time Machine was less than 100 pages. So,
I don't know if I know any books that's
Red Badge of Courage.
Oh, Red Badge of Courage. That's a great one.
Yeah. The Metamorphosis.
That's a great one.
Yeah. There's not a lot,
That's longer than a novella. Is that a novella?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's relatively short.
Both of those are great. Yeah.
The Awakening. You ever read that?
Kate Chopin?
Yeah.
That's a novella?
I think so. It's a very long.
I was going to give away the ending, but I don't want to spoil it.
No.
Yeah, you just named three books I've always loved. I never think of them as novellas, but they're great. Out of 5 stars, what would you give my line from a couple minutes ago? Is it a funeral if everybody else is already dead?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Boy, Mike. I mean, after the applause I got last week for the Omaha Beach line. Well, I thought I'd come in.
So that's a play on if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is there.
Well, it's from when you said you want to be here when we all die.
Yeah.
The earth explodes, whatever. But I've been planning my funeral for quite a while now. To be honest, it's the best thing I got going right now is my funeral plans. But if everybody's dead too, then there's no funeral. So what am I living for?
Yeah.
Well,
when I read a story like this, a woman, this is coming out of Australia, Perth, Australia. Shoppers horrified after finding dead mouse at the bottom of microwave rice packet.
Back of Mike's Way?
Shoppers horrified after finding dead mouse at the bottom of microwave rice packet.
Was it after she microwaved it?
There are just so many.
Did she microwave the mouse, or did she find the bag and the mouse was already dead?
Let me give you some of the details. This article cracked me up.
Australian mice too. They're fucking fierce.
Get this. She got it at a Woolworths. I didn't even know Woolworths was still around.
Oh.
And that you could buy food there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they did used to have lunch counters.
And it's the Woolworth brand of microwavable rice. She bought this packet on January 22nd.
Nice detail, Mike.
And the article tells us that it was used within its use by date.
That's good.
They discovered a gray patch that looked like mold, but upon further inspection, it was found to be a mouse.
Before they cooked it or after?
After.
Ooh. So now she's got, not only is she grossed out, but she's got guilt.
Oh
on
no,
her.
wait, it's before. So
Oh,
she emptied the contents into a bowl,
I see. Okay.
and there it was, a gray patch that looked like mold, but it turned out to be a mouse. She said, I was horrified and bewildered. It smelt bad, but not moldy. And it didn't even look old. There was
Had she
blood.
heard the mouse died of old age? Like, how does the mouse look young?
Yeah, there's puzzling details, right?
Had all of his hair.
It smelt bad, but not moldy. And it didn't even look old. So there was also blood and a stale, wet smell coming from the contents.
Stale, wet smell. Heard that one before.
I mean, you know, we could have stopped that she found a mouse in her rice. You know, I mean, do we need these embellishments,
She seems to like describing things.
these unnecessary details? We get it. There's a dead mouse in your rice.
I mean, but every time that happens, it's like, all right, it's a fun story. But then I'm like, how's that not happen all the time? Like shit getting into food. Like,
Well, it apparently does, and now we can document it. I guess in olden days, this wasn't considered news because, like you said, this happens all the time. But
it is news apparently.
But it's now news because everybody has a phone that can take photos of the rice with the dead mouse on top. And
Did she take a photo?
oh yeah, there's a photo in the article. People can look it up.
Or mouse.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even look like a mouse, except you can see a little bit of the tail. It just looks like it looks like mold, really.
What if we get a little mouse?
Lumpy mold.
Go down to your Jersey Mike's.
Mm-hmm.
Put the mouse in a sandwich. Free Jersey Mike's.
Right.
What if you use the same mouse on?
Same mouse.
Mhm.
I'd have to have them mail it to me from Australia.
Oh, well.
I think I may have broken a mystery to me and many people who were fans of Slurpees. Did you have 7-Elevens when you were a kid?
We had a 7-Eleven in my town. Whenever in the summer, a lot of times my brother and I would go to my mother was a librarian and would go in town to the library and hang out all day and would walk into town and go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Interesting note, the 7-Eleven in my own town has gone out of business.
Oh.
I'm like, how does the 7-Eleven
well
go out of fucking business?
Well, the 7-Eleven that I went to as a kid is no longer.
Really?
No.
But yeah, Slurpees were
It's a jug handle now.
exciting. Very exciting when I was a kid, yes.
Yeah. No, they're magnets to kids, and the Slurpees are the chief pull, you know, the candy as well. But yeah, in the summertime, kids go to have a Slurpee. And
we should find out that day. They do that thing every year where like you can bring in any cup and fill it up. You seen that?
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
We should come up with something cool to fill up. I'll make a note of that.
This story comes out of the UK.
United Kingdom.
Warwickshire, UK. A young boy, a little boy. But before we get into this, now you're familiar with the Slurpee headache, right?
Yeah.
Right. So anybody, you know, you were a kid, you have a Slurpee. If you're drinking it too fast, you get this agonizing headache. I mean, it was, you know, it was like a migraine.
Was there a prize at the bottom or something? Wasn't there something?
No, I don't think so.
Not a prize, but there was something you'd win or something. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, they may have had things later on, but
don't patronize.
in my days, there were in my days, you didn't win anything. The Slurpee was the prize, you know. Except you got a headache too. So there's this story out of the UK. A young boy, this young fella, he was only 4 years old. Had a Slurpee. He was at the bowling alley having some fun. friend of his offered, they call it a slushy over there. I've heard it called slushy in different parts of the country too, you know?
I've heard it called slushy.
Yeah. I mean, I think
They're not
7-Eleven
better
may,
than, they're not better than us over there, Mike.
I think they may own the copyright on Slurpee, so they call them slushies, the generic name. But this poor kid ended up in the hospital after having this Slurpee. And it turns out that there's an ingredient in slushies, and I'm assuming it's in Slurpees, called glycerol. And this ingredient keeps the Slurpee or slushy from freezing. So it's added to the mix. And for young children, it can have this negative effect.
Just on young children?
Well, this poor kid, yeah, he survived. He did survive. But you know, I guess the moral of the story is that you should watch out when giving. They say for very young kids, it could be a problem, you know, and they mentioned the headaches. And I'm like, holy shit, that's it. That's the Slurpee headaches we were all
Definitely got
experiencing.
Slurpee headaches when I was a kid. Yeah.
It was from the glycerol, you know? So I feel like I've cracked a mystery here.
Lawsuit? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's too late for that. But, you know, for people with young children, you know, watch out with the Slurpees. This woman wants to sort of have warnings, I guess, so people will know about it. She's saying under 10 years old. Take it easy.
Look at us doing good work.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, you know, yeah, we're trying to be positive here. I don't have anything really positive to say about this week's PF Chang's. PF Chang's. What is it called?
I can remember. I'll try to remember to order a couple of those.
I think I have the box. Oh, here it is. PF Chang's chicken fried rice.
How can they fuck that up? I mean, come on.
Right? They didn't really fuck it up. But get this. I had the one last week. I complained about the excess soy sauce. On the first round of microwaving, I left the film. Again, they told me I didn't have to vent it.
Thank you, PF Chang.
But as soon as I lifted that film, I had to stir it for the second leg of the microwave journey. And
telling the story, Mike.
When I stirred it, the smell, just the soy sauce, overwhelming soy sauce smell.
Again.
Yeah. So I think the key to PF Chang's
soy sauce
frozen food items is that they load it up with soy sauce. So
another mystery you cracked.
I've cracked another mystery.
Like the Encyclopedia Brown of podcast.
I mean, it's only two I've tried, but there seems to be a trend even with two. Lots of soy sauce. So if you're a soy sauce fan, this may be exactly what you're looking for.
I'm interested in your next PF Chang to see if it keeps going.
I'll have to check it out. But did you get one this week or?
No.
Okay.
You know what I'm eating all week.
What are you? Oh, is that happening? Is it really happening?
I'm fucking killing myself.
I haven't seen the photo evidence. You're not documenting it. You're not
stating it. I'm on day 4, dog.
All right. Well, why not?
Why not
chronicle this journey? Why not chronicle this journey?
You don't think I'm chronicling it?
Yeah, but it's going to come out after the fact?
Maybe. I'm fucking killing myself and you don't even know.
I just posted an article about a guy who's been eating pizza. Well, it's not quite. Yeah, it's not quite what you're doing. You know, in the bottom of the article it says, "Oh, he's also eating this stuff too." So it implies that he's just been eating pizza for a month, but
that's what the headline implies.
Yeah, right. The headline's a grabber, you know. Then you got to read to the bottom to find out he's eating other stuff as well, so he doesn't die.
Bullshitter. But unlike me, I've had nothing but Wegmans pizza since Sunday.
All right.
And can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Delightful.
All right.
Yeah, I act like, oh God, I gotta eat my special, like, blah, 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 blah. But then it's like, well, it's pizza.
Uh-huh.
It's not like I'm being made to eat, green bean casserole or something.
Are you getting different toppings or,
Different, but I've learned. I think it's going to be 90% pepperoni. I think their
uh,
pepperoni is off the chart. It's good, dog. I'm telling you.
yeah. Is it
It's good.
crispy?
Crispy.
Yeah.
I had a slice I had a piece the other day. It was like fucking butter. I'm not joking. This is
Yeah.
an incredible slice of pizza,
Uh-huh.
Wegman.
Uh-huh.
What are you laughing at? You seem to
No,
be.
I mean,
Oh, here comes that Jersey snobbery.
I was just
Uh,
going to suggest.
oh, Wegmans in Virginia can't do pizza because of
Yeah.
the Godfather.
Uh-huh. No,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
just going to
well, day
say,
four. Day four, going well. Thank you for asking, even though you didn't.
I was just going to say maybe I mean, I wouldn't object. I don't think you would ruin your streak if you felt compelled to add mayo. You could
Don't
just
be like that.
put a little
I gotta be
mayo,
like that, Mike.
a little mayo on the pepperoni.
Why you gotta be like that,
Well,
Mike?
don't knock it till you tried it.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm putting some mayo on my goddamn pizza tonight. I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
love it. And when I do, I'm gonna stuff it in your stupid face.
Okay. All right.
But yes,
Uh,
going
spe
great.
Speaking of that, there's a
The mayo?
contest. I want to get you. Have you heard of the? I guess there's Burger King. You can win $1 million. Could you use $1 million?
I'm good right now. Thanks, Mike. I'm all set for money.
They offering $1 million prize to a fan who can devise the best new Whopper.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing that.
All right. That's what I'm saying. You know
Oh,
you didn't win the
hold
White
on.
Castle thing, but
Yeah, no.
you entered. So maybe this is something up your alley. I've never heard you talk
Michael,
about the Whopper, but
Michael, after 2 hours of just pissing me off, you are soaring like an eagle right now.
mhm,
That is right up my street.
right.
Mm.
So how would you redesign it? I mean, you got any ideas?
I'm gonna have to think about it. I haven't thought about that as much as you might have thought.
Well, no, I know you're
Mostly
a big.
because I've always loved the Whopper, so I've never felt the need to.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love the Whopper. Well, because it's mayo based.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. It's got that
Yeah.
mayo in there. Yeah. I know.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
I do the double, but hey, that's me.
The double. Okay.
Oh, Michael, you have made me happy.
You haven't tried one. I know. Yeah, I know you're a Big Mac guy, but don't they
I've
have
always
like?
liked Whoppers more than Big Mac, though,
Oh, do you? Okay.
because of the mayo.
But the
Burger
problem
King
with
is mayo based with their burgers.
the problem with Big Mac, as I recall, is you didn't like the design.
Not a
Apparently,
problem.
yeah, we
The
talked about.
design and structural integrity of the Big Mac.
Yeah, that
Correct.
they apparently made some adjustments. They're rolling it out. I'm seeing the
They're rolling out
commercials.
the double.
Yeah.
Once this thing lasts for 50 years, it's got a single slice of cheese.
Hmm.
It falls apart immediately. And again, the box is built so it's exactly the same size. So when
Mhm.
you reach in, you start crumbling and crushing the thing anyway.
Hmm.
I'll tear up a Big Mac, but I've always been hashtag Team Whopper. So I'm excited about this, Mike.
I mean, you remind me. There was another story about a poor guy who he ordered he ordered a Big Mac, and like you said, it comes with a slice of cheese. So he's got a food allergy. I guess cheese, dairy, sets him off.
Well, his problem with the cheese on the Big Mac sounds like it's going to be the opposite of mine.
Yeah, yeah, it is the opposite. He ended up. Well, he ordered it online I guess on the app. And but here's, I think, he's partially to blame. If you had a food allergy that significant, wouldn't you check? Why would you trust McDonald's to get anything right? I recently talked about not getting my sandwich in my bag. Why would you?
I've been on the show. I've extolled the virtues of, when you order mobile or digital, they get it right more than they do when it's face to face, but they still fuck this one up.
Yeah, the guy ended up in a hospital. He almost died
Yeah, if you're
Uh,
allergic to cheese, you're gonna check that shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Glad he's okay, but
yeah, he survived, but yeah, it was an ordeal. But yeah, don't assume McDonald's or any fast food place is going to get your order right. I mean, particularly if you have a food allergy. So not another word to the wise. We're providing so much wisdom this week. Uh,
it's today, man.
I can't-
Then when I reinvent the Whopper, that's
then we hit the jackpot.
gonna be some sweet Skrilla, man. Of
Do I get a cut?
course you do.
Okay, thanks.
Finder's fee. You know.
Yeah, finder's fee.
Hey, let me tell you something. I make this promise in front of our audience.
Uh-huh.
I get that Burger King Skrilla, you're taken care of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we were in the time machine, you'd be the Aloys or whatever.
TikTokers in the news again. Well, since yesterday, I guess. This TikToker, Christina Tinks Najar.
Tinks?
Tinks, yeah, that's a weird nickname, right? Tinx.
Hey, your on air sign isn't on.
No, we went through this before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When I turn it on, it's just a big blur.
No.
You
Sorry,
can't
I'm
read
sorry.
it. So it just looks like a big light in the background.
Sorry.
Okay. So Tinks doesn't think it's fair to make people pay for their meals at fancy restaurants during a birthday celebration.
Oh my God.
uh, she thinks that the birthday person should foot the bill, which sort of defeats the whole purpose of the birthday
Oh, wait,
celebration to be.
I thought you meant she was saying the restaurant should pay for it.
No, not the restaurant.
Oh, you're saying the birthday person should pay for it every time.
Yeah, she's saying the birthday person should pay for the whole thing, even though it's their birthday.
But wouldn't that make sense if you go out with the same group for everybody's birthday? Because then it's like buying around.
Right. Well, that's, I think that's what happens in most cases. If that tradition is started, it usually works for everybody. I mean, if they skip somebody, that, yeah, that person may have a grudge.
Yeah.
They may have a legitimate gripe that, hey, wait a second, I'm paying for my meals at all these things, but I don't get my birthday celebration. What's going on here?
Huh.
That's a legitimate gripe, but now this person's just saying that the birthday person should foot the bill. See, so basically flip-flopping the whole tradition because I guess people are cheap now.
How is this news?
I don't know.
Everything we say is more
A couple
interesting
million hits on TikTok. It's TikTok news. That's how I preface it. It's TikTok news, which is
Why
not
are
news.
Jen's not making out to these things? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the note on the comments. Somebody is claiming I should have followed this up. I missed a segue here.
You love
Rewind it and play this segment first. I don't know if you saw that comment from a listener who is against cheeseburgers. He's making the argument that cheese is the goop of burgers.
is this listener my nephew?
He has that same opinion.
Doesn't do cheese. I didn't see that. What did
Okay.
they say? First of all, I don't want to hear it.
So it's the cheeseburger versus hamburger challenge. He's challenging you to do a side-by-side analysis, I guess, after the pizza challenge. This is something you can think about.
Why would that be in any way? Am I supposed to be, oh my God, this whole time this cheese has been making this hamburger worse?
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
I mean, I can't.
I'll have to read this comment. I don't want to shit on this guy, but it seems
Well,
pretty.
that's essentially, like I said, he considers cheese to be the goop of a burger.
Right, but I don't. So
Okay.
why would I?
I tend to
love
think,
cheeseburgers.
yeah. No, I'm with you. I can't remember the last time I just got a straight burger.
I would have.
I usually like a little cheese on there.
I would have thanked this person for the comment. I've had regular hamburgers without cheese. I've had them with cheese. I have no desire to try one without cheese ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So
I guess it depends on the quality of the burger. I mean, a cheeseburger from McDonald's and a hamburger from McDonald's, I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, might as well put the cheese on, you
But
know.
even at Peter Luger's, whenever you get a burger, you'd still get cheese on it.
Really, they put the cheese on there automatically?
I don't know if it's automatic, but
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. It's been 100 years. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have an epiphany that cheese has been ruining burgers all these years. But hey,
I mean, I'm with you for the most part, but one cheese that really ruins a burger for me is the cheddar. When they put that glop, I mean, that is goop like. When I just put a a glop of cheddar on top of the thing.
well, my problem with cheddar is it always most of it disappears or just kind of. That's why it
I'm
took me
not talking
years.
like a slice of cheddar. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, they'll put that like a glop. That's, I mean, the
Oh,
best way
like
to
nacho
describe it.
cheese sauce?
Well,
That's
it's
different.
cheddar. I mean, they call it cheddar on the menu, but
Yeah.
they don't say slice of cheddar. So you get this sort of like cheddar concoction, almost like like a cheddar dip, you know. And
Well,
it's
I think we all, as humans, go through the same thing. At some point in our lives, we seem to be under the impression we're supposed to be using cheeses other than American on our burgers because we assume we think American cheese is shitty and something's got to be better. But you always come back to American. I had finally dawned on me, like, why am I trying other cheeses? American cheese is perfect. Yes, I understand it's probably not really cheese. Congratulations, Columbo. Uh, I don't bother with any other cheese on any burger if I can help it. Cheddar's fine, but it's kind of just there. You don't even notice the cheddar usually if it's a
not
slice.
not even Swiss cheese. You're
Swiss
getting
is
Swiss cheese.
pointless. I don't like Swiss. It's fine. I'll eat it.
Uh-huh.
But if I can have American, if it's available,
Uh-huh.
boom. I don't even want to hear about the second cheeses.
Not white American though.
White American's fine.
Oh, is it okay?
It's
You
the
don't just
texture,
uh-huh. Okay.
the way it melts in such a unique way. White or yellow, whatever, orange. But
So
thank you for the comment, listener.
this is our 80th episode.
Ooh, same age as
Uh,
Joni Mitchell.
yeah. And so I'm thinking, we've got the analytics have been good.
The numbers are good.
The numbers are good.
Oh, are you announcing I'm getting another check?
No. I'm asking whether it's time we usually fans of a show, they get their own nickname. So I'm thinking, what should we call fans of this show?
Great Americans?
That's a good one.
You mean like as a collective?
Like the Eggers, the Foosters,
Does anybody
fans
ever
of the best
say,
show, or FOTS, friends of
does anybody ever
Tom's.
say I'm in the egg foo what hive? Is there any of
The
that?
Hive, you like the Hive thing?
Like the Beyonce hive?
Is that what that's called? Yeah.
And now they use it for other things. Like, oh, I'm the blank hive. It means you're a fan of them.
Right. Okay.
Maybe we leave it out to the fans. Put in the comments what you'd
Yeah.
like.
Let's make it a contest. Maybe, if there's something that really stands out, we'll adopt it.
Are we going to adopt it or adapt it?
I think we'll adopt it.
Yeah.
Or maybe
what are you going to do for our big 100th episode? What do you got planned for that? I
don't
you got
know. It's still a ways off, right?
It's 5 months. So
it'll be in the summer.
You know what it may coincide with to the day? Somebody's birthday. Just saying.
Yeah. Speaking of birthdays. Yeah. Getting the word out early, huh?
Oh, I thought you meant that was somebody else's birthday when you said speaking of birthday. But speaking of podcasts, real quick, I found this new podcast. It's part of the Ringer's Prestige TV or whatever it is podcast, and they started doing a side thing where it's about series finales. So I'm like, great. I'd love to hear about but they've done 4 shows. They've done Mad Men, Friday Night Lights, Girls, and The Office. So I'm like, they're going to run out of all the shows I fucking want to hear about, like right away. It was either curiously made just for me or set up so that I have nothing to look forward to.
Say the list again.
Oh my God. Girls, The Office, Mad Men, and Friday Night Lights.
Girls. You were a fan of Girls?
It was a love-hate thing.
Oh my God.
I watched it because a lot of it was in my old neighborhood.
So you were watching for the scenery.
I started to. It's a show I hate watched, but then over the years, it's a. I mean, I've watched it multiple times. It's an incredibly watchable, easy, fun show.
Uh-huh.
It gave us Adam Driver.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot to roll your eyes about, but as I look back, it was. I mean, it's a well done show. It's fine.
What were the
But
other
I'm not worried about this podcast.
Mad Men,
You know?
I'm lukewarm on.
Who?
What's the other one? Mad Men?
Mad Men, Friday Night Lights, and The Office.
Okay. Yeah, I had to stop with Friday Night Lights when bodies started showing up. It
Well,
was
I would
good.
suggest you skip to the third season, but that's, we all live our lives.
Oh.
But then when I was talking about just now, I had the brilliant line you missed about either this show is made just for me or it's made so I have nothing to look forward to. So, and then I probably would have made a joke like, just like life. And you would have laughed, but you were too busy doing administrative stuff, cutting the checks.
Yeah, I had to get the extract the fortune from the cookie.
Oh, I didn't hear the crinkle sound.
And this is something to keep in mind, I guess, as we were fairly negative about the future, but love lights up the world.
Can't they make it an actual fortune and say love will light up your world?
Your world, yeah, that's all they have to do, right?
Easy
maybe that's what we have to do. We get a little contract with one of these fortune cookie companies saying, we pitch them this idea that their fortunes aren't really fortunes, and that we can come in. We can come in and we can fix your fortunes.
I'll tell you who's happy about Pizza Week for me is China.
Yeah.
Because that's a week I'm not bitching about their food. So they're probably happy. They're gonna start sending me pizzas.
I'll say this. I mean, these frozen foods, I can't really endorse them.
They sound miserable. Mine was okay, but
I mean, I ate it,
like
I said, except for the soy sauce taste,
yeah,
it's edible. Not a whole lot of chicken as you'd expect.
Are you going to do another one next week? I'll try. I'll see about getting one then.
I mean,
I have to order it, but
I do like the convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, I like not having to drive up to the highway and bring it home and the whole routine.
I know.
I stocked up with a couple.
Greatest generation. Greatest generation. We thank you for your service.
First one off Omaha Beach, getting his Chinese food every week. Yeah, that's me.
All right,
well,
maybe I'll order
blurry.
I'll order a couple PF Changs for next week.
Yeah. Okay. I think my camera is fading out. That's a signal.
Blurry? What's happening?
I don't know. But I'd like to thank everybody for listening. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. The numbers are going up.
The numbers are good.
The comments, love the comments.
Boy, I really thought I'd come on here. We'd be talking about how great yesterday was on Xmas time. I realized the anniversary of my album being recorded, 20 years, and a podcast popping up. I had the thing about, what was it, something about you? I can't remember what. Anyway, big day on Xmas time. And
you posted the story that I always liked about your brother hitting you in the head with a rock.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I posted that, and I posted the excerpt of you reading from my book.
Yeah.
There was something else.
You basically went into a little time machine yourself this week.
I went in a little time machine.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I got to spin out of it because it's going to be a little depressing. I'm like, I find myself trying to remember things and pining and being like, what was it like in 2004 at the Nest? Like, were we even there?
Well, you posted, I guess you said that these things pop up in your feed that you don't have this memory of how many. I mean, you posted the thing about the softball league we were in.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another thing. Like, was 2004 the greatest year of my life? And I reminded everybody about the podcast I did of Only Fools and Horses. Nobody cares about that one either. So, a
It's
burst of
too
life.
a British television show podcast in America. It's
Well,
already an uphill battle. I mean,
my one friend who would listen to it, because the first half it was just me screaming and bitching about my day, and
mhm,
then I would talk. He would listen to it and then just stop once I started talking about the show.
okay.
But yeah, yesterday was like the greatest Xmas time day in 18 years,
Uh-huh.
and now I feel like an idiot because nobody else is bubbling with it. So. Oh well.
Well, they can always check it out on your social media. It's all there for you, anybody to look up.
But I need to spin out of this weird nostalgia memory lane I've been on all week.
Yeah.
But was 2004 a great year? I never really thought about it, but now things are starting to stack up. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
when
anyway,
you posted or somebody sent you said the standings from 2004, the Williamsburg Softball League.
I found that on archive.org.
Oh, did you? Okay.
That
But
was
anyway, yeah,
that
it
was the
brought,
game you were talking about. We were
yeah,
in California with Tom.
yeah. I had no idea what year that was. It's faded in memory. I mean, not the game.
Mhm.
I remember right before we lost the game. I think was it bases loaded? I think it may have been bases loaded, 2 outs. I think it was literally, that perfect,
Yeah.
if we needed one more out, we win.
Oh yeah, I
And if
remember.
we it was like that memory is frozen. I do remember that. I remember just like enjoying the moment as I was getting ready to throw that last pitch,
Yeah.
and then it all came crashing down. And I won't name names, but she's
Wait,
she's got to live with that for the rest of her life.
I don't think she cares. I don't think.
No,
I don't
she
think she
doesn't.
thought of it 10 minutes.
Greg, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wait a minute. What was I talking about? Oh, last week I was talking about Jordan and the Bulls should do like they did in that movie, Best of Times. We should do that with this game. We should get together with Enids, get reel to reel together, and replay that game. I'll be like, look, this game has eaten Mike up for 20 years. It's crippled
But
him as a human
it
being.
hasn't been eating it up. It was.
Killed him.
It's a
He
nice
hasn't
memory.
slept
I
or eaten
remember
in 20
enjoying
years.
that game because it was a competitive game. It was the semifinals. I looked at, I saw that the Mendoza line crushed it the next week, right? They crushed Enids, who beat us.
I remember.
Yeah, look at the standings.
Yeah.
They have the scores. And Mendoza line had that, they had like a couple ringers. Come on. They had Mike and Godsey.
Godsey, yeah, he was great. Yes.
But that other guy was good. You don't remember Mike? I think he was their pitcher. He was an older dude.
I didn't look at other pitchers, Mike.
He was an older dude. I don't think he was as old as me, but
You were the Cy Young that year. We don't talk about other pitchers.
but no, he was a good player. He was a better hitter than me. He was a really good hitter too. I mean, I remembered certain hitters that were like, uh-oh, here comes this guy again. But yeah, I think we would have lost in that final anyway. So we had a
Did somebody
nice
approach you in Jersey to ask you to throw it? Is that what you're?
And I think about the commute. I used to commute in from Bayonne. It was a bit of a hassle, so I got the week off.
Oh,
I didn't have to do that commute.
2004, I was recording a record. I was doing the world's first podcast ever. I was managing a should have been championship softball team. What happened, Mike? I had I had the tiger by the tail.
Yeah. That was a year before. I mean, I hate to spoil the best show was going for 4 years by the time you started your podcast.
I don't believe that.
Because
that's another thing. I posted the smash or trash from when I called in.
Right, yeah.
See that?
Yep, I saw that. Now I started. I'm coming up on 20 years with the best show, which is just crazy to me.
Wow.
2005.
2006. Smash or trash. Spoiler alert, listeners. Smash. We should play it on air next week and try to see if we can guess. See if you can guess the names of the voices of the people calling in.
I'll give it a listen. I'll give it a listen again. I didn't listen to it again.
Thanks, Mike. I'd appreciate it. I mean, I thought we were celebrating.
I lived it. I don't really. I don't listen to myself again on shows. It's just like,
Well, this is me though. You can just
did I
listen.
have fun doing it? Yeah, if that's good enough for me.
Well, this is me, so it'll be fun for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess that's the end of Xmas time week. I'll go back to feeling like a nothing again. So hope that makes everyone happy. But thanks for listening, everybody. Get those comments in, like Mike says, and we'll see you next week.